One of my favourite things about having a cake shop is that everybody's got a sort of story why they're coming in to buy a cake. They've either had a rough day or they're buying for a friend who's broken up with someone. And I just love that there's a sort of depth and a story to why somebody's come in, rather than just going in and buying a sandwich because it's just something to fill a hole. And so I think cake brings joy and happiness and indulgence into a day. So at Pearl and Groove, we are a totally gluten-free bakery. I suppose I'd prefer to call it a flourless bakery. We're based on Portobello Road and do kind of lots of birthday cakes, wedding cakes, some things that are dairy-free and refined sugar-free. So we try and keep it really lovely ingredients, but with a health kind of element to everything that we do. The dairy-free and refined sugar-free side of the business, there's a little story to it because the name Pearl and Groove it's named after my parents. So my mum's nickname is Pearly and my dad's nickname is Groover. And my mum has this kind of dairy-free, refined sugar-free, gluten-free diet. She's very kind of pure and perfect. And so that's the Pearl range. And then my dad is a chocolatier and he likes the kind of greedier part of life. So that's the Groove range. And so that's kind of how the story and the menu kind of came about. My personal journey with food has been slightly sort of self-taught, and I have worked in private villas and chalets kind of around the world. And then when I finally settled back in London, I then decided to create something that was sort of fun and creative rather than a sensible, savoury dish. When you choose cakes, you can be very playful, which makes your day a bit more fun. The nice part of using the almonds is that it has a depth of flavour, whereas flour doesn't kind of add any flavour. If we were trying to make a perfect white bread or we were trying to make a perfect Victoria sponge, we wouldn't bother because that's a thing in its own category. Whereas our gluten-free products are a thing in their own right, I suppose, so it's not trying to be a substitute. The gluten-free part of it, in my mind, it's not relevant. I'm not actually gluten-free myself, but I just love flourless things and love using the ingredients. It was just an added bonus that it was gluten-free. Opening a bakery, I think, yes, if it is gluten-free, it's a hard way round. I would love to be able to sell really lovely croissants and pastries and things like that, but we have tried, but it just doesn't create the product that we want to, so we're not going to kind of do something that we're not happy with. So it does restrict our menu slightly, but it just means that we have to be ultra creative with the rest of the menu. I think the healthy element to what we do, it's so much of a fad at the moment and everybody thinks that that's the perfect way to live and you're going to lose weight, and parts of it are that it's healthier, but it's just that it is easier to digest for anyone, and we use the natural fats that are in the almonds, and say we kind of use things like coconut that has those natural oils and fats to make the cake light and creamy and fluffy. So we keep it really, really natural. Flavour combinations is one of my most favourite parts. So there's some in the range that are a little bit quirky, like there's a white chocolate and black pepper, and people are a bit kind of nervous to try it, but then absolutely love it, or some people don't go anywhere near it. So you've got to have some of the traditional cakes, and then you've got to have some that are a little bit out there and experimental, I suppose. So yeah, change it around and keep it really seasonal. I quite like looking at ice cream flavors, different sweets, things like that, that then you can see that those combinations have worked in something else, so you play around. And whether it kind of joins in and matches with the almonds as well, then that's a really nice kind of complement. The cakes that we do are mini loaves, so they are kind of the same size as a cupcake, but they are a little rectangle. It just makes it slightly more quirky, I suppose. A cupcake is a bit cute, and I don't want to be cute. I want it to be a bit, I don't know, a bit kind of chunkier and a bit cooler. It's the whole experience. They can come in and they can feel welcomed in, cozy, have a good chat, get a coffee, and leave feeling a little bit happier. Our kind of tagline is, have a fucking cake. Don't kind of overthink health, don't overthink indulgence, just enjoy it and it won't hurt you.